Hello my guys, welcome to my October unboxing, which is considerably smaller than it was last month, thank God. So my October unboxings consist of just 5 things, I think 6 books in 5 boxes that I'm going to be opening for you guys today. We actually do not have too much variety on the subscription box front. We just have my rep packages from Fairyloot. So I am currently a rep for Fairyloot, which means that I received these boxes for free to show to you guys on this channel. So thank you very much to Fairyloot for that. And I am a rep for all 3 of their monthly subscriptions, as well as the quarterly epic subscription. So today we do not have the epic, we just have the adult and romantasy combo box. This is a brand new hardback adult and romantasy release respectively in an exclusive Fairyloot edition. And then we have their young adult box, which is a young adult fantasy book in an exclusive edition with a selection of Bookish goodies. Fairyloot are a UK based subscription box and they have absolutely stunning editions. I can't remember what the October books are actually, so I'm excited to dive into them. And then we just have some publisher mail. So I have opened a couple of these just to post pictures and thank the publishers on Instagram, and a couple of them have also made it into my November TBR, but some of these have extra things in with them that I haven't really looked at that I'm gonna show to you guys today. But we have a box from Book Break. This is a book that I'm on the blog tour for, which is a gothic romance that I'm excited about. We have one from Solaris. This is Isabel Cañas's newest release. And then this one arrived this morning from Penguin Michael Joseph, which I think is a romantasy release. I have 3 releases for the 6th of November, which is that the day after this video goes up? Is it the day that this video goes up? I can guarantee I won't have read them by then, but they're all on my November TBR and maybe I'll be able to group them together in a vlog. Although I always say that and it never happens. But thank you very much to Book Break, Solaris and Penguin Michael Joseph for sending me some new releases. I'm very excited about all 3 of them actually. So I think I am going to be starting with the publisher mail. We'll start off with the one from Solaris. This one was not sent to me as a advanced copy because this was released at the beginning of October and I think I only received it at the end. But it is The Possession of Alba Diaz by Isabel Cañas. Now the last book that I read in October was actually The Hacienda, which I really enjoyed. I just wasn't super vibing with the haunted house element, but I really liked the writing style and the atmosphere, so I'm excited to read more from Isabel Cañas. I don't really know what this is about though, so I'm going to read the synopsis. When a demonic presence awakes deep in a Mexican silver mine, the young woman it seizes must turn to the one man she shouldn't trust. In 1765, plague sweeps through Zacatecas. Alba flees with her wealthy merchant parents and fiancé Carlos to his friend's isolated mine for refuge, but safety proves fleeting as other dangers soon bear their teeth. Alba begins suffering from strange hallucinations, sleepwalking and violent convulsions. She senses something cold lurking beneath her skin, something angry, something wrong. Elias, haunted by a troubled past, came to the New World to make his fortune and escape his family's legacy of greed. Alba, as his cousin's betrothed, is none of his business, which is of course why he can't help but notice her every time she enters a room, or the growing tension between them, and why he notices her deteriorate when the demon's thirst for blood grows stronger. In the fight for her life, Alba and Elias become entangled with the occult, the church, long-kept secrets, and each other, not knowing that one of these things will spell their doom. So I believe all of Isabel Cañas's books have a romantic element, which is great news to me because the longing and like pining within the prose of The Hacienda was great, and we'll see how the horror element plays out in here as well. But as well as the book, Solaris also sent me this chili dark chocolate, which is very exciting. And then we also have a little card from the chocolate maker that says, "This book will possess you." And the release date on this one was, as I said, the 9th of October. So this one isn't going on to my immediate TBR, but actually I'm participating in Clear Your Shit in November and December, and I feel like this will definitely fit one of the prompts. So thank you very much to Solaris for sending this my way. For the Book Break box, I am on the blog tour for this on the 14th of November, so I would like to have read it by then. I think I'm going to make a reel, maybe like a reading vlog, because I've been wanting to try those out in real format, so that's not a terrible shout actually. But this one is Blackthorn by GT P. Geisinger. This one is a gothic romance about two rival families. That's all I really know about it, I think. This one is the like standard first run hardback edition with the stenciled edges on it, which is very, very pretty. I think I just put this one in my TBR. So in terms of a synopsis, it's about a girl who's from this family. She's from this small town where there's these two rival families, the Blackthorns and the Crofts. And her mother dies under suspicious circumstances. She returns back to her hometown, finds her grandmother's body missing from the graveyard. And so she blames the Crofts both for the death of her mother and her grandmother's missing body. But her first love is actually one of the sons, like the Croft sons. And then it says, as long buried family secrets claw their way to the surface, betrayal lurks behind every whisper, and old vendettas ignite anew. The deeper Maven digs for answers, the more treacherous the game becomes, and the one man she can never seem to escape is hiding a truth that could burn their whole world down. I essentially read gothic romance on the press release and I was sold on this one, but it did also come with some extras. I haven't actually looked at these. Oh, that's cute. There's this little keyring with the little, like, you can't see it, but there's like a little B initial behind there as well. And then we also have a little vial of tea, which I love making tea, especially now that we're in the colder months again. It's definitely tea season and I'm living for it. This is a hibiscus tea. It doesn't smell super strong actually, but I'm excited to try it. I don't know if I like hibiscus tea. And then in the bottom of here as well, we just have some butterfly stickers. So thank you very much to Book Break for sending me this one, and hopefully, I mean, it's not very long as well, hopefully I'll read it very soon. And yeah, maybe we'll try a real reading vlog. I'm not a concise person, and I just don't know if I can do like a vlog in real format. I don't know if that's like really pushing my skills to the limit, so maybe we'll try it, and if it doesn't work out, I'll just film like a 3-minute review for it instead. And then the final thing that I have from the publisher is the one that arrived this morning from Penguin Michael Joseph. I'm having a good track record with Penguin Michael Joseph Romantasy right now, I feel. And this one is brand new. I think it's released on the 6th of November, and it is Ship of Spells by H. Leighton Dixon. This is once again the standard hardback, like the first run hardback edition, which has the stenciled edges on it. Ooh, the end papers on here are just really nice as well. And then we also have foiling under the hardcover. The back says, a ship with secrets, a woman with nothing to lose, and a sea that wants them both dead. Seafaring books can be hit or miss to me. It's not my preferred location for a fantasy. But speaking of Penguin Michael Joseph Romantasy, I recently read The Everking by L.J. Andrews, and that's like a pirate, like a fae pirate story. Really loved that one, so maybe this one will be a hit. But the synopsis, because I actually know nothing about this one, says, a war-scarred mage, a sentient ship, a secret that could drown empires. When Ensign Blue Mage Honor Wren is rescued from the wreckage of her first naval post, she expects death or disgrace. Instead, she wakes aboard the Touchstone, a mythic vessel whispered of in dockside ballads and royal war rooms alike. With a crew of misfits, a mysterious elven captain, and a mission tied to the Dreadwall, the crumbling barrier that has kept the Overland and Nethersea from open war for 100 years. But the tragedy that sank her last ship didn't just take lives, it left something behind. Now, Wren carries a secret everyone wants, a magic that's chimeric, arcane, and slowly killing her. But the captain's mission may be her only chance to survive, even if he still doesn't trust her. Caught between privateers, princes, and spies, Wren knows each choice could sink her future or set the sea on fire. Okay, I am intrigued. I am definitely cautious about that seafaring element though, because I don't know whether it's going to work for me. But I haven't read like a bunch of sea stuff. I don't like Little Mermaid stuff, I know that for sure. I like very different type of story, but the Live Ship Traders by Robin Hobb, love that trilogy. And I liked The Everking, which is pirate romantasy, so we'll see how this one goes. And of course, thank you so much to Penguin Michael Joseph for sending that one my way. Next we will move on to the Fairyloots. Remember that the links to all of the books that I've received from the publishers, but then all of the subscription box companies that I feature in my unboxing videos will be linked down in my description box for you to check them all out. Fairyloot are all, I think, for all of their subscriptions are on a waitlist basis at the minute, but some of their editions, I mean all of their editions are gorgeous, so I think it's definitely worth getting yourself on there. I'm really intrigued. We'll start with the YA box today. I'm really intrigued about it because it's really like, it's once again a really heavy one, and also like it's bulging at the top. So I don't know what's in it, but let's find out. Is there something soft on top? Yes, I thought that it was because of the shape of the bulge. I thought that it may be a blanket. This one is inspired by Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, which is a book that I read and enjoyed, but as it's like a little on the cozy side, it's not something that I felt I needed to continue with. I can definitely appreciate the aesthetic though. I just remembered actually that we haven't I haven't gone through the spoiler card for you, which I should first. So this is the spoiler card for this box. The theme for October is marked by magic, and here are the spoilers if you would like to pause and take a look. As we know already, there is a blanket in here. I got a little carried away with myself then. I like the aesthetic of this box because everything's like brown and pink and autumnal. Which way does this go? Is it this way? That's really nice. Is it a stag? I love this. That is very, very pretty. I don't know how much you guys can see because I can't see you anymore. But yeah, even though like I said, Emily Wilde isn't my favorite, I definitely appreciate the aesthetic of this. We also have a pack of bookmarks inspired by Air of Storms, which I'm pretty sure is a past Fairyloot book. Yeah, there it is. It's in the stacks. One of my favorite books aesthetically from the young adult Fairyloot this year. I don't know who any of these characters are because I haven't read it yet, but I really appreciate the art style on these. They're very pretty. And a couple of months ago, Fairyloot included a bookmark folder within one of their boxes. So like you can keep, like I put all of my Fairyloot bookmarks in there now as like a little display book, which is cool because I have the rest of them just like out in cups and I really don't need any more. To be fair, don't need any more bookmarks full stop, but is that going to stop me collecting them? Probably not. We have a puzzle in here. I still haven't done my other Fairyloot puzzle, but y'all know I am a big fan of a jigsaw. This one is inspired by The Floating World, which I think is an Axie book, if I am correct. Oh, I love the art style on here. That is so nice. I really, really like this picture. And I like that subscription boxes are doing 1,000 piece puzzles now. Back in the day, they only used to do like a 300 or a 100 piece puzzle, and I've actually just destashed all of my small subscription box puzzles, but I will definitely be keeping the 1,000 piece ones, and it comes in a nice little baggie as well, which we love. Probably my favorite item, although I am really enjoying this box in general. And then before we get into the book of the month, we have the tarot cards of the month. These are the Hermit and Strength, and they are characters from the book of the month. And then we do also of course have the overlays. These are like transparent art prints that go over the pages of your book. Once again, inspired by the book of the month. The book of the month is one that I've seen around. I think I saw like some pictures and stuff from a PR event for it, but I actually don't know what everyone's general thoughts are on it. I like the art on here, and as usual with Fairyloot, it looks like a very romantic leaning story. I'm interested to see what the Fairyloot cover of this looks like actually, because from what I remember, the original cover is just like a very regular like young adult fantasy cover. Like it's really nothing special. I'm gonna refresh myself before I see it. The book in question is of course The Thorn Season by Kira Azar. This is a very different cover, and I would say definitely an improvement on the original, which is fine. It's just like very kind of generic looking. We also have the bookmark with the spoiler card art on for this month. Like the color palette on here with the purples. We have a printed edge, as is standard these days. I really like the art style on the end pages. I think that that's really nice, and it is of course different on both sides as well as foiled. Under the dust jacket we should have, oh, we've got a very nice printed and foiled hardcover with different things on both sides. And then underneath this is the original cover, but in a different colorway. The original is like a darker blue that kind of matches this color. Very, very nice edition. I don't really know what this book is about aside from the fact that it is quite clearly romantasy coded. So let's have a look. It says, in the kingdom of Daradon, a persecuted few are wielders able to exert a physical power that extends beyond their visible body. A shimmering tendril that can pick a lock, a gentle coil that reaches out to give a loving caress, or an inexorable rope that will kill a man before he knows it is around his neck. Feared and mistrusted for this ability, wielders have always been hunted. Alyssa Payne, heiress of a noble lineage, daughter of a hunter family, is also a wielder, and as she approaches her 18th season, Alyssa knows she has a escaped execution so far only through painful self-control and the fragile efforts of her beloved father. Summoned to the harsh and glittering royal court for the debutante season, Alyssa finds herself trapped in a web of hidden intentions and caught between two equally dangerous men. One is a brutal ruler with the handsome face of a fairy tale prince who would see her destroyed in an instant if the truth were known, and the other a beguiling foreign ambassador with secret agendas of his own. It's rose season at the palace, but Alyssa knows that survival will depend on being the most vicious of the fawns. Once again, this seems like a kind of very general fantasy synopsis. It's definitely not something that I haven't seen before, but as I always say, if it's executed well, that doesn't matter, and we'll see whether Fawn Season fits the bill in that regard. So in the comments, let me know what your favourite item from this month's Fairyloot box is. Mine is definitely the jigsaw. We didn't have many items in this box, there was only 3, but we do have 2 very high value items that I really liked, so I personally don't mind. And the jigsaw puzzle is of course my favorite. I've been going through quite a few recently as well, so I do need to replenish my stock. I say that like I don't have a massive backlog of puzzles, but you never want to run out of jigsaws, you know, because you never know when you're going to need one. So moving on to the adult and romantasy box. Ooh, I've got a glimpse of the first book and I'm already excited. It looks very nice. The first one that we're going to be going for is the romantasy box, and the theme is the Tithe of Desire. I'm so excited for this edition. It looks so lovely. Oh, I forgot that this book was by this author. This is an author that I've read from before and both enjoyed and also not enjoyed. And I think both of the other books I've read from this author were adult Fairyloot books. So I wonder which way I'll fall with a romantasy from this author. But the book is Savage Blooms by S.T. Gibson. I'm obsessed with this cover. I'll overlay the original over the top, but if I'm being honest, I have no idea what it looks like myself, so because I completely forgot that this was going to be a Fairyloot book. Okay, once again, like a striking cover in terms of the imagery, but not a particularly nice one to look at. I really love the Fairyloot edition. I think it's beautiful. It also like kind of travels around the back there as well. I love the edge on this. I really love the color palette as well, with like the dark purples and the lighter pinks. We as always have some custom end pages on here, which are different on both sides. Under the dust jacket, we have the original cover, of course, in a different colorway. Like, it's definitely, I think, a memorable cover, but I also don't really like it, so I really like the Fairyloot one. And then the naked hardcover is printed and foiled. Can't believe that I completely forgot that it was going to be an S.T. Gibson book in this box. Where is my brain at? So the synopsis on this one says, okay, I'm already excited. It says Wuthering Heights meets The Cruel Prince. So The Cruel Prince is a no from me, but Wuthering Heights, my favorite classic. Say less. I feel like these end papers here are really giving Wuthering Heights as well. It says Wuthering Heights meets The Cruel Prince in the new Celtic-inspired erotic fantasy romance from Sunday Times bestseller S.T. Gibson, author of the cult phenomenon A Diary of Blood. For as long as Adam can remember, the legends passed down from his world-traveling grandfather have called him to a crumbling manor in the Highlands. His closest friend Nicola longs for the same adventure, as well as for Adam himself. She'll follow him just about anywhere, even to the remote wilds of Scotland, if it pushes the pair to surrender to their shared attraction. But when a storm strikes and strands them unexpectedly, Adam and Nicola find themselves at the mercy of the eccentric owner of the infamous house, Eileen, as well as her brooding groundskeeper, Finley. Trapped by the weather and bound by ancient fairy magic, Nicola and Adam get more than they bargained for as they become entangled in Eileen and Finley's world of mind games, deceit, and forbidden desire. As ancestral sins are unearthed, Adam and Nicola will have to reckon with the spell Eileen and Finley have cast over them, and whether or not they even want to be free. Sounds interesting. Because of the Cruel Prince comparison, I'm reading the way I'm assuming that it's going to be like a fairy story because it's compared to the Cruel Prince, but based on the way that that magical fantastical element is described in here, I'm not sure if I'm going to get on with that. I really liked A Diary of Blood by S.T. Gibson, but I didn't like Evocation because I felt like it was way too romantically focused when the plot was like kind of high stakes. So I'm interested to see what I think when we're actually like, because with A Diary of Blood, the whole premise of the book is romantic, whereas with Evocation, like we actually had a plot there that I felt like we should have been focusing on. So I'm interested with this being like an erotic fantasy. I'm not sure, but I'm excited to find out. I feel like it really could go either way. Gorgeous Fairyloot edition though, I really like that. Of course, I have just remembered what the adult book is. I mean, I say I remembered, I've literally just seen it, but I am interested in this book. And it does come with overlays, yay! This is by an author that I've actually only just started to get into their work. They are a very popular author. They are a Fairyloot favourite author. I've heard very good things about this. I'm pretty sure this is their first adult book, which is what intrigues me because I really liked the book that I read from them. So moving into the adult space, very excited about that. But the theme, I can't believe I forgot what these books were. The theme for October for the adult box is Deal with the Devil, and the book is of course Alchemy of Secrets by Stephanie Garber. So this is once again a very different cover. This is a complete custom cover. I love the green. I'm pretty sure that the original cover is blue, but I'll overlay it so that you guys can see. But I love the green and the gold. I think that this is like a 1920s Art Deco style book, and I think that the design of this definitely represents that. This is the first time that Fairyloot have also done optional overlay add-ons for a book that is outside of the young adult subscription, so I'm excited to see what these look like. I think it's because this is such like a prominent hyped release for them. We have printed edges, which actually also kind of match my nails but also carry the theme around. We have printed and foiled custom end pages, different on both sides. Under the dust jacket we of course have the regular cover in a bit of a different colorway, and I love this. This is my favorite hardcover, like naked hardcover that we've had in this video so far. It might be my favorite edition as well, because aesthetically the vibe is more me than this. This is very like fairy tale cottagecore, which just isn't me. Whereas like the opulence and the gold is more like kind of my vibe. I do think that like cover wise, I think this is a better cover, but this one appeals to me more. Both absolutely stunning. I'm completely nitpicking by even rating them. Let's look at the overlays as well before we get into the synopsis, because I will say I have no idea what this is about. I am interested in this book, but I've literally just read Caraval by Stephanie Garber, and I would like to finish that series before I started anything else from her. So this is something that I've kind of like assumed that I will get to, but like isn't high on my priority list right in this moment. The overlays are, I'm assuming, all of the different characters. Once again, very on point with the aesthetics and tying into the design of the book. It's giving diviner's energy, and obviously I'm just saying that because it's like 1920s and I'm assuming a fantasy. But let's find out what this one is actually about. I'm so excited about this book now. You're here because of a story. It starts with a class in an old movie theatre. Folklore 517, local legends and urban myths taught by a woman called the Professor. Most students believe the Professor's stories are just fiction, but Holland St. James has always been convinced that magic is real. Her search for the truth leads her to a dazzling new world, a deadly ultimatum hidden at the heart of Los Angeles, and into the path of a magnetic stranger who claims he's been sent to save her life. But everyone in this intoxicating new world is lying to her, even this stranger. And if she can't figure out whom to trust, her magical reality could change from a Hollywood dream to a nightmare. So does this have old Hollywood vibes as well? Sign me up. Alchemy of Secrets is a spectacular new novel from global phenomenon Stephanie Garber, the multi-million copy best-selling author of the Caraval and Once Upon a Broken Heart series, fusing spellbinding Hollywood secrets with a cinematic mystery. It will transport you into another world. This very much sounds like my vibe. I hope that I love it. I don't know when I'm going to get to it, if I'm being honest. And it's actually shorter than I expected it to be. I didn't realize it was so small. It's like just over 300 pages. Actually, but phenomenal edition. Very, very pleased with Fairyloot this month. Thank you so much to Fairyloot for, of course, sending me these books as well. A very modest stack of books, actually. This month compared to last month. Like, I'm looking, because I haven't put them, I'm currently filming an episode of Shelf It or Scrap It, so I haven't moved my October haul into the stacks yet. But behind the camera we have my unhaul stack, which will, I think I'm filming my unhaul this month, so you have that to look forward to. I have my October haul. My October haul is bigger than my unhaul stack, and that's like 3 months of unhaul. October was like rough in the best way, because I'm excited for pretty much all of those books, but damn is she a big stack. So I'm really happy that we have a modest stack for my October unboxing, which is the start of my November haul. I will flip this around as always so that you guys can see the edges. Let me know, of course, what your favorite edition is. Mine is definitely torn between these two. I prefer the edge on this one, and the cover, I think objectively the cover is better on this one, but personal preference, I prefer the design of this one, and this one has the best naked hardcover. So essentially it's just a win for Fairyloot this month. They've done a very good job. Thank you so much to Fairyloot for sending me the boxes that I opened in this one, and of course thank you so much once again to Penguin Michael Joseph, Book Break, and also Solaris for the books that you also sent my way this month. Down in my description box, as I said, you will find a link to the books from the publishers and also a link to Fairyloot if you would like to check out any of those subscriptions and get yourself on the wait list. But aside from that, guys, I do hope you've enjoyed this video if you've made it this far. If you have, please don't forget to like if you liked it and subscribe if you wanna. If you head into my description box, you'll also find a link to my Goodreads, my Instagram, and my Patreon if you want to join me on any of those. But that's it from me today, guys. Bye!
Oh, you bite your friend like chocolate. You say you're go and nobody knows, with guns hidden under our petticoats. We're never gonna quit it, no, we're never gonna quit it, no.